So as I said in the previous video, obviously I'm not allowed. Now I'm al mate, and what I'm doing now is I'm trying to understand the specific needs and specific story sequences. So as you can see, Mason didn't have a strategy problem; he had a subconscious problem. Now, when you come from this angle, you need to have a better curiosity gap. Now understand this is the last slide, but Mason didn't have a strategy problem. You're gonna need to kind of angle it better. So he had a subconscious problem. Now, this is your angle, so this is good. So the main idea of this is perfect. This is perfect. But I'm going to sell this. So for example, the best part, he was working less than ever. Now, when you have this type of angle, I'm gonna be honest, you just sound like a guru now. I've went through, so you know the best part, he was working less than ever, right? So absolutely crazy. And this one, what I would do now is Julian was only working X amount of hours per day, right? X hours per day, and absolutely fucking insane. Something like that. Here, I would do, I can keep, then you could want to, it's also understanding his specific angle. So here, this is one where I've done 50 plus cases exactly like this. Now, when you kind of do this, you want to play it around with your specific angle. Now, Mate has this more like chill angle, is not like as low-key for the clients that I've worked with up until this point. So I need to be way more, careful in how I can angle it. Now, there are obviously a lot of things to improve. So this is how I took, what I would say, is this how I took Casper from making 25K in July in August by just reprogramming his subconscious. When we onboarded, we did these things, X, Y, Z. That's a two, I wouldn't do that. I would just say, my client Casper, etc., took Casper from 25K a month to over 50K a month in August. Neural frequency identity programming, right? 2x increase in 1 month. Wouldn't do this. Though not good angle. Then we have Mason was asking himself this exact question. I wouldn't do this, right? Think about this. What I would do here now, you take these angles, you have to format it properly. Now, watching comparisons with worst products are performing monthly. Now, what I would do here is like, you watch competitors who don't even have half your delivery, make 10x or more money. You sit and wonder, why is this happening? When you clearly understand that you have a better product, right? You always have to be very careful when you're formatting this in story sequences. But here, right? So this is what I would do. So you watch others, blah blah blah, do others. You watch your competitors make 10 times more. You watch your competitors overtake you while you're sitting on the sideline or being sidelined. You have to create curiosity, right? This is what I do. And don't get me wrong, you'll still make money with this. And every single component within even whatever business and whatever strategy that you have, maybe this is like a 6 out of 10, and guess what? You'll still make money. But when it comes to scalability, when it comes to actually building a good angle and scaling a good info product to 50K a month, 100K a month, you need a proven angle that works every single time, that works, and that you can deliver on. For example, you have to understand these things, right? Mason, whatever, okay. So I would say just took business owners making millions, working 1 hour per day. This is the thing. This is a good selling point, but he's angling it a little bit wrong, right? So, and that single hour costs 10 times. No, not good analogy. This is just way too basic. This is just like, why? Because energy field inverters. This is how you do it. Wouldn't do this, honestly. They're not that great. So let's take a client Julian as an example. I would just say Julian was stuck at 60K a month for a whole year. Tried every single mainstream acquisition method, every single business strategy. Nothing, and was convinced that this wouldn't work for him. Onboarded him about a month ago. He started reporting it, and then, with one wet mechanism, which is NFI, he got to 100K a month. And now, in August, and then just show a screenshot, 100K CC, whatever, So not this. So he was like, I would just say working less than ever, only working 2 hours per day, overcoming his competitors and tying into an aggro add-on and just say, oh, absolutely crazy. And this is what the wonder now, 50 plus K. So it's just, I can keep going on. I could probably keep going on until IG would, ban me for posting whatever, some stuff. And then I would just say, I think this is good. I wouldn't say on the first call. I wouldn't say this is too direct. I would just say Mason was stuck at 25K a month for 9 months. Tried everything, just tied into someone else, and then we started working together 6 months ago. We instantly implemented XYZ, so nothing seemed to help him scale past that plateau. Even though this is good, but I wouldn't do this angle, just this formatting, because working 70-hour weeks and analyzing every single metric. Interesting. Here, so Mason didn't have a strategy problem; he had a subconscious problem. I would say this: all the clients that I'm working with, no, every single client that I've been working with was convinced that they have a strategy problem. When you, I would say, yeah, every single client that I've scaled past 100K a month thought he had a strategy problem. Although strategies are just go against strategies. Your subconscious mind programs and affects the way you approach every single situation inside of your business. Something like that. And yeah, good. Just like this says the same thing twice. Okay? Says the same thing twice. Obviously now Mate is taking another sales call, so I'm gonna leave him do his thing. I was just going through this, right? 6 week scene, just look for example at, I had a very interesting thing with Max in-house. I think he did this as well. I don't think it works. Yeah, it went away. So first thing, now this is a start here, but obviously your start here will not be like any other story sequences. This is another thing. Another thing would be to create start here highlight, or just like say, could be called 30M in client revenue, or frequency, or like NFI, or like, I don't know, something like that. Make it unique. You don't want to do start here because everyone does start here and everyone's fucking tired of that, obviously. So hold up, wait a minute. Another thing that I will say, so instantly, so you always want your story sequences to start either with curiosity or some sort of social proof or authority. That's it. If you start with anything else, people don't want to be educated straight in your content. You need to apparent interrupt, and the best way you do apparent interrupt is either some crazy or a crazy statement. But this only works again if you have authority. Because if you don't have authority and you make crazy statements, no one will listen to you. Because no one cares, right? No one cares that you make crazy statements. No one cares because you haven't even done it for yourself. So why do people listen to you? Obviously. Another thing. So this starts off immediately. Authority, social proof, $36 million in revenue in June, in client revenue. Zero ad spend, zero cold outreach, just selective exposure that is work. This is his unique mechanism, selective exposure. Most are still listen. Forcing your solutions onto others doesn't work, or is an old model, I would say. The game changes when you attract 5-figure clients. Very good angle. Another thing is basically, I think another good one, and I'm biased obviously because I work with this guy, I'm his business partner, but this is generally a very, very good. So first thing, results. That's the first thing you see. 47.5x ROAS in cash in May. Immediately starts off with results. Great. Now then, 78K a month in June at 16 while still in school working 3 hours per day. This again just plays into his unique angle, right? So the first stages of scaling, this is my latest YouTube video. Finding your unique angle in the market, being well positioned, right? This is the most important thing. Authority building phase. This is the phase where you build your unique angle. Your unique position, how you're positioning inside the market, how you structure your offer will come just after this. Then structuring offer, creating a unique angle, and just laying the foundations of your info product. Then everything will be scaling your content, scaling your story sequences, dialing everything in through feedback and market data, right? And here, 78K a month. Now this is a very good start because he had his first 2 slides were results, purely results, and playing into this unique angle, building authority, giving people a reason to listen. I used to be hard stuck at 15K a month in my coaching business, and nothing worked out. Now this is just relatability, just plays again. Because you have to understand, when you are optimizing content assets, marketing assets, any type of asset for the masses, you need to go off of emotions and assume that you're talking to an absolutely emotional audience who's not patient, has a 5-minute attention span, right?
Recording?
I'm going over story sequences with you. So try every single mainstream. You can come in. There's no problem. Every single mainstream acquisition method.
Is that I feels behind the scenes?
Yeah. Spamming outreach and chasing clients. Booking inconsistent disqualified scenes. No system behind me. No team. My team was cooked, frustrated, and shouldn't be left behind. Right. So this is just, you have to assume that you're talking to the masses, right? You have to assume that your clients are scrolling their bed at 3 a.m. No one's wants to be educated in a story sequence. And I've seen this across so many founders. They try to educate their market and their audience, their big pool of users within their story sequences, but doesn't you educate people in your long form content, and that is exactly when you create the conversions. Because obviously you have top of the funnel, obviously you have top of the funnel, right? In any company, you have top of the funnel, middle of the funnel, and bottom of the funnel. Your whole job is to get as much awareness as possible, play into your angle, have your unique positioning. And your middle funnel will be your long form content assets, and your bottom funnel will be testimonials, will be ads, retargeting. In your middle of funnel long form content assets, you educate and not only educating, but you play it also into your unique angle. It also depends on every single prospect. But in middle of funnel, what you're doing is you're essentially building an angle, and no, you're in your top of the funnel, you're essentially building an angle, and you're playing into that within any single content asset. That is exactly what I do. Story sequences, all my clients. You build an angle and you play it. You build a story around it from that specific parent interrupt. Or you can sit down here, bro. Or you go out.
I need to take a phone call, then I will have another call.
Oh shit. Okay.
What battery do you have at the laptop?
What?
I need a charger.
Yeah, sure, get it. It's no problem.
Because I have like 30%.
Obviously, yeah.
I have mine, it's on.
Yeah. So where it's going. So in middle funnel, you actually educate your audience and you play into your unique angle. The reason why you do that is because people don't want to be educated in the short form content. They only want to be educated in the middle funnel content. In the bottom of the funnel, you would target a specific custom audience. Now this depends on every single person. Depends on specific needs. Now some people create a lookalike audience. Some people create a custom audience. Now I'm not gonna teach you something that I haven't done. I'm obviously wait. So I'm not gonna teach you something that I haven't done myself. I haven't run ads myself, so I'm not gonna teach you ads. But from starting the market, this is what usually kind of works for every single, and for my clients as well. This is what works. I have done it for myself, so I'm not gonna teach you, pretend you to know what I don't know. Obviously, that would be obviously no, and doesn't make sense. Doesn't make any sense. And understand that any your bottom funnel, you just retarget people who already watched that, and you want your seller to reach out, obviously, but that's something else, right? Obviously. But this is just operating based off of relatability, right? So yeah, kind of going over just having this unique angle, starting top comparators for your story sequence. Now I'm actually going to build out a story sequence so he can understand exactly the angle that he should have in his whole content from now on. So I'm gonna start to build it out with them, and that's gonna be great. Life is amazing when you work with awesome clients. I love fucking working with my clients. I love them because they apply, and life is amazing. Life is amazing when you have clients that you're working with and you can able to scale them within your knowledge and within the specific things that you know. So it's been the specific video, and peace out.